Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is the Big Girl Diary, entry 22, 23. I'm sorry. Today I'm going to respond to another video by Danielle McAllister. Funny. I just love her bravery and she just puts it out there. She talks about being fat in the fall. I love it. She talks about buying clothes, how difficult it is, and I can most definitely identify with some of what she's saying. And she also says it in a very funny way. She should have been a comedian. Stay tuned. The things that she's going to point out, you're going to love it.
This is Danielle, just in case you're new around here. Welcome. Come hang out. Don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to talk about why it's so awesome to be fat in fall. Now, this is a series of videos I've been doing on my channel for a couple of years. I'm just gonna give you a little heads up. This is mega sarcastic. These honestly were kind of hard to come up with this time because fall is pretty awesome in my opinion. But there are a few things that kind of suck about being fat in fall. So we're gonna talk about them. You know, it'll be fun. This video is for like those fat people who just, you know, you can't really get what you need sometimes. I'm quite fat, like I'm on the very fat side of things, if there can be a spectrum of fatness. And it's a struggle sometimes. So
I understand what she's saying because I'm on the same spectrum. I wasn't always fat. She was fat from the very beginning. However, I was skinny. And after when I had children with my husband, I got fat after my second child. It just was over. All right, I'm going to move ahead a little bit. So let's go here.
fall. Number one on my list is tall boots and thick calves. Now, there are a lot of companies who now do like wide width and big calf boots, but I have lymphedema, which means my legs look like tree trunks, and so even those wide calf boots are not fitting, so I'm definitely not getting tall boots anywhere. But for those of you who have, you know, just a little too thick in the calf for even like Penningtons or Torrid, it sucks. Also, they're
Now, I don't have that issue. I have like regular size legs, if there's such things called regular size legs. Her fat is from the waist on up. My fat is from the waist on down. I look like that I have turkey legs. I can't believe I said that. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay, I said it. All right.
expensive and they're not that comfortable because they're cheaply made. Another thing on my list is plus size companies and brands or stores or whatever. They're always so far behind on the trends. Like, whatever's in stores now for skinny people or thin people, I guess. I don't know, skinny sounds sort of like derogatory. But for thin people, it'll be a while before we see it, and it sucks.
That is so true. Now, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I could go in a store when I was small. I was like, what, a 6'8"? And I could go in and go get anything when it was in fashion. I wasn't heavily into fashion, but if I wanted it, it was there. Now, life as a big girl, oh my goodness, it's like whatever I want to get, I can't get because it's not in it literally comes sometimes maybe a season or two later when big people are able to get fashion. Discrimination at its height.
Like, I want the same things that they got now. I would love it if companies who have like straight size brands just made clothes for fat people, like cut for fat people in fat people's sizes. Like a 3X is not the last size, and that's really frustrating, especially when they're like, we make clothes for all bodies. No, you don't, because you only go up to a 3X.
That is so true. That is beyond true. Now, when they say one size fits all, you know it's a lie. It's a straight out lie. Now, I'm a big girl, I go from a 2 to a 3X, depending on how it's cut. And I could go into any store and get whatever I want, as long as it has my size, in which a lot of stores do. She's a 6X, so she doesn't have many stores that she can go to, which is, it's not cool at all. And I do understand what she's saying is that, A, make it for all people. So big people shop too. You pay more money for clothes than skinnier people, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because this part is really, really, I love it. She talks about layering, fall and layering clothes. So much truth to this. Okay, let me go. Come on.
It's the time of layering. You can wear a scarf and a cardigan. You don't need a jacket yet. Then you wear your boots and a cute hat and all those things. But I'm fat. And like in general, fall is like half summer, half actually cool temperatures. And I'm hot all the time, even in winter. So yeah, that's fun. Layering sucks as a fat person because you want to layer for the style of things and for the cute outfit, but you can't spend more than 5 minutes in it because like then you're peeling shit off again because you're hot. That's ridiculous.
Now you see, I don't have that issue. When I layer, because I stay cold. For me, well, she's in Canada, so I don't know, maybe body types, whatever, are different. But down here in the U.S., I get cold, so I really have to layer. And I don't get hot. Well, sometimes it all depends. Okay, I'm going back and forth. Let me move on.
There's no way to really fix this. Fall is also a time where people go back to school. It could be for, grade school, high school, college, university, grad school, a master's program, whatever type of school you're going back to. You could have been out of school for 10 or 15 or 20 years and are going back to school. It is a huge time for anxiety. It is made even more of a big deal when you are fat and you just want to look good on your first day of school. You just want to buy a wardrobe of clothes.
Okay, going to school, fashion, I really didn't care about fashion. I was really anti-fashion. But I understand where she's coming from. She wants to look good, and I get it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead. Oh, this is funny. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Now, when she talks about, oh my goodness, when she talks about the fashion in school, we all have had these mishaps, and don't act like it's only her. We all had them.
But it was from the men's department because this was before Old Navy sold clothes for fat people, and I couldn't buy clothes from Old Navy any other way than buying the men's clothes, and so people would make fun of me all the time for wearing that beautiful burgundy tracksuit. It was very shiny, guys. It was very shiny, and I'm very happy I don't have photos of it because it was a time.
So true. As I got big, thinking about reflecting on when I was small, I would get stuff in women's clothing. Now that I'm big, some things I have to get in men's size because their clothes are cut differently. So if I can't find it in women's size, which I do, it might be a little snug, but however, I understand what she's saying. You go to the men's size and get it, and then you could get your own size. But I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Just A smidget.
Or stay somewhere. Or even their first month, they just want to have nice clothes. Maybe they've been out of work for a long time, or like out of school for a long time because they've been taking care of kids. And now like they're bigger, their body isn't what it used to be, and they just want to feel comfortable. But like you're already not going to fit in because you're way older than everybody else.
Now, I most definitely know how that is. When I when I started to get my undergrad degree, when I in undergrad, I was skinny, dropped out, came back big, and I want to be comfortable, so I did wear like a lot of sweatpants. But she's into fashion, I'm not. But when you're, I'll let her explain it. She'll do a better job.
Went back to school, and then because you're fat, you then have to deal with like tiny desks that don't fit your body in them. Desks where the chair is attached, because that is the cruelest invention I've ever come across. Spaces that are not meant.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Having those chairs attached. When I was small, I would slide into them, have my hand here, my books here, doing my work. When I come back as a big person, even though I could fit in it, it was uncomfortable, but sometimes you have to turn to the side to get a little comfortability, to be comfortable. She is batting 1,000 there. It's something. But, being fat in small places, it's very hard. You want to sit down and have something to eat, but you can't because everything's all munched together. You have these seats that are already stationary, and therefore like one size fits all. It doesn't fit my butt and it doesn't fit her butt. So sometimes we stand to eat. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Just a smidget.
Tables in high school were a huge problem for me. My cafeteria in high school had these awful fold-up tables that like folded like this, and they had stools attached the stool was this big. My butt cheek wasn't even that small when I was 17 and in that school. And then the stool was attached, then you had to sit on it. I would stand most lunch hours and be like, oh, why don't you sit down? Like, my body doesn't fit there. Like, it just doesn't. And like sitting on a picnic table, same thing. My body does not fit in that tiny space that you're allowing. And it's, it doesn't mean that like I should be punished for those things. Like, I still need to sit down at lunch, There should be detached chairs. Going back to school can be a really hard time for people when they're fat. There's just so many anxieties that come along with it, so much unknown, especially when it's new and you're going somewhere new. Now, here is one that is definitely all about diet culture. So, with cooler temperatures, you just want to have like warm, comforting food. You probably eat a lot more potatoes, like more high carb meals. Well, people seem to think that like you don't want to have that, or you shouldn't have that comfort food or those like comforting meals. When you're fat, you should still only eat a salad. Like, how is that fair? If you get to have your warm comfort food, you being possibly thin or just a rude asshole who's now said, why aren't you eating a salad? Because it's like 10 degrees out and I'm cold.
Okay, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with her. Now, if you're already big and you want comfort food, one of the last things you should do is get high calorie food. It would only add to the weight that you already have. Now me, I love comfort food, but I know comfort food doesn't love me. So I have to do a lifestyle change here. That's what I've been working on, my lifestyle change here. I love bread. Bread doesn't love me. Bread makes me even fatter. But I'll let her continue.
Maybe Celsius today, that is chilly here. And like, I would like to be warmed up by my food, thank you. And a salad is not going to be satisfying in this temperature, so I'm gonna eat my bread and my soup and, you know, my hot coffee with full fat milk or whatever. This one is definitely something that thin people may not experience a whole lot. And that's the idea that the store doesn't sell your size. They make the size, they offer the size, but it's an online exclusive size. I ran into this recently when I went to Torrid. God forbid I need something in an emergency, but like, say you're having, you know, it's been a long summer and we're moving into September and the temperatures have not really cooled off. They're still
Okay. Now, there are stores, they make all sizes, but all sizes are not in the stores. You got to go online to get it and then have it either shipped to your home or to the store for you to get it for free shipping and handling if you have it sent to the store. But if you have it sent to your house, you're going to pay some money for the shipping and handling. However, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit.
You're so fat, you can't buy your size in our store. We don't like you enough. You don't make us enough money. Which is the response I got from this store. When I emailed them and said, why don't you sell my size in the store? That's not exactly what they said, but for business reasons, they did not sell my size in the store. Now you have to wait 2 weeks for your clothes to show up, that you paid $40 for shipping to then get to your house to get a raincoat, only for it to now be snowing. You have to really plan ahead as a fat person. My sister bought a raincoat, like a fall raincoat, 2 weeks ago, because now she'll have it to wear for the fall. It was August. Like, how ridiculous is that? I shouldn't have to buy a winter coat in September just so that I can get it in time for December when it's snowing. It should be available in the store in my size. If you make the size, you should sell it in the store. You know, just...
What she's saying is very true, but however, there are not a lot of big people that will come in there and buy those fashions. Well, not fashions, but it will be, how can I say, it would not be cost effective on the business side to where if you have a 6X, you don't have a lot of people that wear a 6X coming in there to buy the thing. So that's why it being online. But I do get her point, but I also understand the point from the businesses. We shall continue.
It's my educated fat person opinion. This is just, this one's just like a general pet peeve of mine. Everything is all about the oversized sweater and t-shirt these days, and I found hacks to get around it. You know, I figured some stuff out. However, I just want a freaking oversized sweater that is cozy and woolly and warm. But obviously, like, it's gotta be made for a fat person, right? The problem is like, in most stores, I wear the biggest size. So if I want something oversized, it literally doesn't exist for me. Could you imagine going into a store as let's say a size 6, okay? You go into the store and you're like, I like this sweater. It's very lovely. It's a little boxy. That's great. I'm gonna buy it 3 sizes too big so I can wear it oversized and be super stylish.
I have done that. When I was small, I have done that. I would see this sweater that I love, size 6, 8, and I was like, oh, I love it. I'll get it in a size 10 so it will be like bulky and I could put something underneath it. I do get what she's saying, but however, there has to be a cutoff point. If we're up to a 6X, when does it stop? Where do you go to a 10X, a 15X? Stores would be like the size of Costco, just with clothes. So there has to be some cutoff point, and to where you buy it online. I do get it. I understand her point of view, but you know.
Cool. But you're like not even wrong. sell your size. And it's just like, oh, this 6 fits, you know, normally. And you just go, grab the 3 sizes up. You don't even have to try it on because you know it'll be very oversized. You buy it, you take it home, you wear it. You know what happens when I want something that's oversized? I go, I look on the rack. I don't have to look on the rack, to be honest. I just know they don't make my size. They don't even sell my size in the store, but they definitely don't make any sizes bigger.
I'm going to move ahead a little bit.
Scarves that are longer because I have a bigger neck and a bigger head. There's just like a lot of things that people don't think need to be fat person sized. Tote bags, for example. I love me a good tote bag. Carries all my crap. I can put the handle on my arm, or in theory, I can put the handle on my arm. But every tote bag I've ever picked up has these short ass arms that do not fit, or like short ass straps that don't fit over my arm. Like they get to the crook of my arm and like they're not going any further. They're certainly not fitting over my coat in the winter or the fall. So, you know, that's fun. That's okay. I just started making my own. That's what I like. All the bags at Rivoli's Clove.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I love tote bags too. I don't have it as bad as she does. I can take a tote bag and put it on my arm or my coat. It may be a little bit snug, but when they make tote bags, or anything in general, they take the normal size population and make items for them. Now, if you're out of the norm, like on a bigger size, then they don't cater to you as much. But she gets around it. She makes her own stuff.
Let me just say it now. They all have long ass straps. Okay? They're tote bags that have long straps that fit on my shoulders and have extra room to fit a whole other arm in there. They're huge. They're nice and big and oversized. They're sturdy handles that grip to your shoulder, but they're long, and they will fit your arm when you're fat. You can buy them if you're thin, but they fit your arm when you're fat. And you can never, they will always do that. I also make fanny packs that fit around fat people. I make shopper style totes that fit on your arm when you're fat. The basket bags I make are fat, arm friendly. It's all fat friendly, you know? And I don't understand why companies can't think that through, you know?
I love that fat friendly. Fat friendly, I love it. But for me, when I buy tote bags, because I'm heavier on the bottom, when I get it, it looks rather funny because I'm big and this tote bag is small. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Why, even with an extender chain on your necklace, do you just not fit my fat neck? You know? And yes, I know I have a fat neck, but it doesn't mean I don't want to buy nice jewelry or a scarf. Thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble.
I like that one about the jewelry and the fat neck. I don't have that issue, but I could only imagine what she goes through. However, I hope you love the video and just have a little insight on what it is to be a big person, a big girl in the world today, and trying to get things that you would like to have and can't because it's not made for you, or not only made for you, but in conclusion, Danielle McAllister made some really valid points. Very interesting and very true. Some of that I've experienced, and those of us that are on the opposite side of the big girl spectrum have difficulties with certain things, like getting bags to put on her to wear and not having enough room. But one thing she did point out that is very true is when you're in class and you're one of those lecture halls to where you have to go through the the seating, and that space is rather narrow. Imagine how many people that come by and you're sitting there and then you have to, bend a certain way. Well, you don't want your face in anybody's butt, and nobody wants their butt in your face going like this. Nobody wants that. However, I hope you liked the video. I hope you learned something. Please like, subscribe, help a sister out, give me the HSO special. And once again, thank you for stopping by.